Hi, I'm glad you're here today because we're going to cover how to cite sources with more than one author. Now, we know how to cite a source with one author, right? But what do you do when there are two or more authors that wrote a book or wrote an article? Now, at first, this can seem a little challenging, but it's really not that hard. Let's go ahead and take a few moments now and break it down step by step. When citing a source with two authors, there are two things you want to remember. The first one is always include both authors' last names every time you cite them. And the second one is, if you're using a narrative citation, use the word "and" between the names. For example, according to Smith and Johnson, 2022, teamwork improves productivity. Now, if you're using a parenthetical citation, use the ampersand symbol, or we'd usually just say the "and" symbol. For example, teamwork improves productivity, Smith and Johnson, 2022. Now, when citing a source with three or more authors, it does get a little easier. Just use the first author's last name followed by et al. Et al simply means "and others" in Latin. For example, Jones et al., 2021, found a strong correlation between study habits and GPA. Now, this simply means Jones was the first author in the list, but there are three or more authors that are not mentioned here. Now, for parenthetical citation, it looks like this. There is a strong correlation between study habits and GPA. In parentheses, Jones et al., period, comma, 2021. Now, there are three common mistakes you want to avoid when doing citations. The first one is, don't forget the period after et al. Now, et al. Is simply an abbreviation, so it needs a period. The second one is, be consistent. Format names the same way throughout your paper. And number three is, double check your reference list. While in-text citations are short, your reference list at the end of your paper must include the details of all the authors. So remember, if there are two authors, always list both names with the word "and" for a narrative citation or the symbol for "and" if it's a parenthetical citation. If there are three or more authors, use the first author's last name followed by et al. And always use correct punctuation. Well, that's how you cite sources with more than one author. I want to thank you for joining me today. For more information and PDF downloads, make sure you click on the link below. Well, until next time, take care. Bye-bye.